Hi, we're down at Canterbury Crusaders today. We're going to be playing a game of Malifaux. We're doing a bit of 40 soul stones today in practice for Lost Love. It's going to be me, Dave, 17. Probably getting beaten by Joe. Here's the board over here. Yeah. And let's have a look at the crews. So I'm going to be playing Tara for my second time. I'm going to be taking 2 Death Marshals, 1 Ronin. I'm taking Tara, 2 Void Wretches, and a Nothing Beast. And I'm taking the upgrades, Dead of Winter, Obliteration, Symbiote, and Survivalist.
Cool. Right. Well, I'm taking Guild, which for those who know me is a real big surprise. We've got Sonia. Alright, we've got Sonia, Samuel, Francisco, and 3 Witchling Stalkers. And then I tend to go a bit upgrade heavy on their crews. We've got Plant Evidence on Samuel, Francisco, and Sonia, and then Sonia's got Reincarnation and Counterspell Aura, Disrupt Magic on Samuel, and Wade in on Francisco. So hopefully we can get a bit of fun going here. This is what the layout of the board looks like. Once we So that's what we look like on the board. Playing standard deployment. The main mission is Reckoning, where we have to try and kill as many of the opponents as possible in a turn, at least 2. And then we have our individual strategies, which we will be revealing fairly soon, I should think. Alright then, here we go. Right, at the end of turn 1, this is what it looks like. We've got the Nothing Beast and Tara's crew, or Tara crew and the Nothing Beast have worked their way through to the centre line a little bit. The Guild are a little bit slower, and Sonia has sprinted ahead of her crew. Hopefully she can do some damage before dying. So yes, there we go. And all the action is happening about there, which is interesting. On to turn 2. End of turn 2. There's not been an awful lot of movement. We have, however, the Guild have triumphed mightily over the annoying Tara and her nothingness. Turn 1, activation 1, lost a Nothing Beast and a Death Marshal, and gave me back to Witchling Stalkers, and I'm now nicely set up to kill another few models, and also start earning points from schemes. At the end of turn 1, end of turn 2, Guild have got 1 point, and the evil Outcasts have got none. So, end of turn 3, it looks a little bit more sparse. The Guild have well and truly been hammering on the Outcasts. The Outcasts did, however, save their master. They buried her. Over here we've got a lonely Death Marshal. He is the one who's currently got Tara in safe hands. And then there's 1 Void Wretch over there. He's about to get attacked by several Witching Stalkers, and then in this building here there is a Witching Stalker and a Void Wretch, and they're about to have some issues. So the Void Wretch is about to die.
I'm on 15.
So on to at the end of this turn, Guild have 2 points, Outcasts have none. Right, end of the game. Ended Guild 10, Outcasts 0. We had Line in the Sand across the middle there, and we had Protect Territory. All my guys had a interact left on the game at the end of it, so they've dropped the scheme markers. And I got all 4 points available for the strategy of Reckoning, especially by the fact that we spent 2 turns with him having no models on the board. So yes, this is more or less how the board looked at the end of turn 4, with a dropping of ski markers occurring in turn 5, and we went to an extra turn and ended up getting the extra point. So in the end, Guild are victorious against the dastardly Outcasts.
So Joe's asked me to name my man of the match, and anyone on Joe's side's better man of the match than any of mine. I don't think any of my models did anything at all, so I'll say Tara because she died last. So she's man of the match for that reason alone.
She did actually manage to kill something.
Yes, she killed a model, so she's man of the match. The highlight of the match, I didn't really have a highlight of the match. I didn't do killing a model. I killed a model for my highlight. The downside was flipping the Black Joker for initiative on start of turn 2. I'd got the Nothing Beast lined up in a great position to attack his master with fast. So I was looking at 3 or 4 casting actions on his master. I had a good hand, cards and things, so I could have got at least some good damage on Sonia. Getting the Black Joker, losing the Nothing Beast and the Death Marshal before they activated left me absolutely screwed. The blast damage practically took Tara out. I drew my hand for the next turn and didn't get a hard card higher than a 7. I needed an 8 to heal Tara. 3 attempts, I attempted to flip an 8 to heal Tara. I got 0 of those flips. Needless to say, the card gods. Well, I think actually I left the room to use the toilet, and Joe definitely put the Black Joker in my deck 4 or 5 times, took all the high cards out and giggled a lot. So I loved it. Over to Joe, the many highlights.
Cool, right, well probably my man of the match would have been Sonia. She did an awful lot of damage. She also was the one who allowed me to get, well, more models. I think I summoned more models than I started the game with. So yeah, I ended the game with definitely more models than I started with. I think I summoned more than 6 during the game, which is pretty cool. Other than that, the highlight was probably being able to ditch the big guys in the middle of the table fairly convincingly on the second turn, generating myself 2 Witching Stalkers, which then caused Tara a bit of hassle, which meant she ended up spending a whole activation doing nothing,
so this time will be
stopping herself from dying. So that was pretty cool. Lowlights, not really any. All in all, for me, pretty good game. I do admit that Dave was unlucky a couple of times, but that's the way it goes.